Hear now the words of the witches, the secrets we hid in the night. The oldest of gods are invoked here, the great work of magic is sought. In this night and in this hour, I call upon the ancient power. Bring your powers to we sisters three. We want the power. Give us the power. Hey everyone, welcome back to How to Train Your Gavin. I'm enjoying the fact that I don't have a lot of light in this video because you can't see how greasy my hair is. Or the fact that my Charmed shirt has shrunk in the wash and it's now more like a tank top. Today I'm going to be talking about one of my favourite TV shows of all time, Charmed, the original Charmed, that ran from 1998 to 2006 on the WB, is probably my favourite TV show of all time. I think it is. I struggle with what is my favourite TV show because I have a lot of favourites, but Charmed I grew up on. It isn't the best scripted TV show, it doesn't have the best special effects, a lot of the seasons were rather questionable as well as a lot of the episodes within them. Some storylines were pants, but you know what? I just loved Charmed so much, and I still do. I still watch it every now and then. I'll rewatch some of my favourite episodes, some of my favourite seasons. I'm that much of a fan, I can't physically bring myself to watch it on a streaming service if it doesn't have the original theme song. I'm a snob. I'm a proper Charmed snob. Otherwise, it's not really Charmed. But yeah, I'm a booktuber, so I do need to talk about books. And the great thing about the original Charmed was that there were actual books that were released during the show's run that acted as sort of companion stories or original, fresh and brand new stories in the Charmed world, as well as a couple of novelizations of episodes. So we do have all of the Prue books. There were 10 Prue books, and there were 33 page books. I mean, these are just some of them. I do have the other stack there. There were too many to hold at once. I'm not that strong. Hey, there we go. There's the other half. For a total of, if my math is correct, 43 Charmed books. Now, I haven't read them in quite a while, so I don't know how they hold up today, but I do remember going into Waterstones and buying them in a 3-for-2 offer way back in the day. I did used to collect the Charm magazine, so I have these Book of Shadows replica pages that came from that magazine, as well as a mini Book of Shadows replica, which has all of the pages in from the TV show, as well as some new ones. But honestly, I'm obsessed with this. I love the Book of Shadows. It's like one of my favourite things ever. And also I have a life-size blank replica that I wanted to do myself to try and draw them, but my drawings are questionable. So I ended up just trying to print them off instead. So this is my full-size replica, which I've had for probably like 15 years now. So it's definitely a little bit damaged because, you know, it's all falling apart. But this is just to show you just how obsessed I am with this show. Honestly, I loved everything about it. I loved the sisters, I loved most of the storylines, I loved some standout episodes, the demons, the spells, the potions. Oh, honestly, it was such an entertaining ride. And let's not forget, Piper and Leo, honestly, absolute relationship goals, but also Cole. Anyway, the purpose of this video is to go through some of the Charm books and highlight the ones that I remember enjoying so much as a kid, and hopefully, eventually I will be able to reread these and let you know in a vlog, a little Charmed vlog. So of the Prue books, of which there were only 10, we do have The Power of Two, which was just a novelization of, I think, the unaired pilot. There were differences between this one and the aired final pilot, and the unaired pilot had a different actress in the role of Phoebe. So we didn't have Alyssa Milano, we had, I think her name was Laurie Rom. So I think this was more of a direct novelization of the unaired pilot, because from what I recall, I don't think there was an Andy in this, but Charmed, honestly, I feel like now is probably the best time to tell you what Charmed is about if you don't know. So Charmed does follow 3 sisters. They are the Hallowell sisters, and they have inherited these incredible magical powers, and they are the Charmed ones. They are the most powerful witches in the world, and when they bring their powers together, they are unstoppable. This is a world with warlocks and demons and witches and loads of different kind of monsters. We won't talk about the new CW show version of it. We're not talking about that today. We're just talking about the OG. This is such a great way to start off in the books because it gives you a sense of how these books are written, which, you know, they're not the best written books of all time, of course, but they are just so fun and entertaining. And if you can start with this one and you can sort of see the episode happening in your head, it helps you to visualize the characters because they don't get described very well. It's probably best if you're a Charmed fan going into these books. I mean, you can still read them without being a fan of the TV show, but it's probably best to maybe start off with this one if you've seen the pilot or you've seen the show, and then you can sort of of work your way into the book series that way. So yeah, I remember really enjoying this one. I mean, it wasn't the best, but it was really fun. The next one I really remember enjoying was Whispers from the Past, and this one saw Phoebe get blasted back into the past, and she has no way of contacting her sisters to tell her where she is. But not just that, we also have a storyline where Prue and Piper are turning evil, and I just remember this being like a little bit over dramatic, but also I kind of love that. I also love how these charm books also have like little spells, made up spells on the backs of them that kind of relate to the book. I can't remember if these were actual spells from the book. It might have just been a promotional thing for the backs of the books, but the one for the Power of Three is just the incantation that Phoebe does to give the sisters their powers, whereas in this one it is a shard of mirror for a broken reflection, a pocket watch with a cracked face, a cachet of herbs to burn for protection, all will send me to another time and place. So I like that. I might read all of the spells from the backs of my favourite charm books then, just to make this a little bit more of a cringy video. One that I remember, but I can't remember if I liked it well or not, is Voodoo Moon, and this one has the Hallowell sisters go to New Orleans, which is a setting that I always love and enjoy. Phoebe has these really creepy premonitions and dreams of these strange and violent rituals, and then one of their friends goes missing on a full moon, and things happen. I love any charm story that takes the sisters away from San Francisco, even just for a little bit. And the spell on this one is, if her soul is bound by an evil spell, call back her spirit with a ringing bell. Salt in her left hand, gold in her right, will cast out the dark and restore her soul's light. Kind of like that one. Let me know in the comments if you have a favourite one of these spells, or if you have a favourite spell from the show. I think my favourite spell from the show is the Fiala spell, which I can remember off by heart. In fact, I can remember most, if not all of the spells off by heart. I could do a kind of charmed spell trivia thing where somebody could just say, do this spell, and I would recite it. Anyway, I'll not keep being cringe, I promise. I'm just so excited to talk about my favourite things in videos. The next one I really remember enjoying is Soul of the Bride, and I remember enjoying this one because it had the Hallowell sisters go to the underworld, to the River Styx. It has some of the Greek mythology kind of woven into it, because what happens is Prue, she needs to take these photos for 415 magazine that she works for, and she has this idea of using this antique camera and using their Victorian mansion to snap some models in front of, and when she takes a photo of these models with this antique camera, the models fall asleep. They fall into this deadly slumber. So Prue and her sisters end up travelling to Hades, to the underworld, to kind of see what's going on. This was released in 2001, so it was well before the finale of season 5, which had the charm ones turn into like these Greek goddesses to take on the Titans. So this did Greek mythology first, and I really enjoyed it. So the spell for Soul of the Bride is, in a land of lost wandering souls, journey with care on the river Styx. A prince of darkness plays his roles, protect the charmed ones from his tricks. Yeah, I like that one as well. But you know what, they're actually not bad. But Wow What You Wish was the final book that featured Prue. When I first read this, I thought maybe this would have a bit of All Hell Breaks Loose in it, because, spoiler alert if you haven't seen the Charmed TV show, but Prue dies at the end of season 3. So I thought maybe there was some kind of moment at the end of this that would happen. This isn't a novelization of All Hell Breaks Loose. I thought with it being Prue's last book, maybe there was some kind of twist in this where Prue would die. But no, this is just like a normal book. But I do think I enjoyed this one because it has Phoebe wanting to prevent more tragedies and more innocents from being hurt, but then she ends up getting too many visions, and the Hallowell sisters are fighting to try and keep up with saving all these innocents, and it takes this big strain and this huge toll on the sisters, and it's kind of exciting. I kind of really like that, and it was a good one to end with for Prue, but I just wish they had at least done a novelization of All Hell Breaks Loose, just to make the Charmed book continuity good. So the final spell for Prue's era is, when wishes give dark powers life, stark disaster becomes rife, danger, chaos, evil rise before unsuspecting eyes. Like the nostalgia of the spells in Charmed, honestly, and me wanting to play along at home when they cast a spell and I say it with them, and I feel like I'm the 4th Charmed one. Oh, and when I say 4th Charmed one, I mean because there's only ever 3 on screen at a time, because we have Prue, Piper and Phoebe one era, and then Piper, Phoebe and Paige the other era. So obviously I would be the 5th Charmed one overall, but when I'm saying these spells, I am the 4th Charmed one. Glad we could clear that up, because I just know there would have been a comment on that. I think the second and final novelization of the Charmed episodes was Charmed Again, and this was the season 4 premiere of Charmed. It happens after Prue has died, and we are at Prue's funeral, where Piper and Phoebe meet Paige for the first time, and Paige is their half-sister, half-whitelighter, played by the incredible Rose McGowan. But yeah, this is a good novelization. Same with The Power of Three. It really does help you visualize the episode, and it does a really good job at portraying it. So I guess not too much to say about this one. The spell for Charmed again is the exact same one for the power of 3. The incantation Phoebe says, blah blah blah. Another one I remember enjoying is Garden of Evil, and this one is probably one of the first ones where Paige really comes into her own. Saying that though, she does find somebody else's boyfriend attractive yep. But Paige is beginning to feel like a fifth wheel because we have Cole and Phoebe, and then we have Piper and Leo. So Paige is sort of a bit vulnerable and feeling a bit down, but she does meet Micah. There is something a bit odd with Micah because he ends up inviting her to his garden, but this garden is a prison. It's an enchanted prison that Paige must now escape from. I like that. And the spell for this one is, by the powers above and by all things good, bring me a love who will always be true. Okay, that one's a little shite, not gonna lie. I'm a sucker for all things Egypt, so another one I enjoyed was Shadow of the Sphinx. And this one, again, has Paige at the front and centre of this one because she is feeling inferior to Prue, but then Paige is able to shapeshift herself into a cat, but the only problem is that she can't shapeshift back. So Piper and Phoebe end up taking her to an animal shelter, not realising it's Paige, and then Paige ends up getting adopted by these cult leaders that worship Egyptians and finds herself catapulted back into ancient Egypt. I can't remember how this one unfolded. I just remember loving the Egypt vibes and the Egypt setting, and I love, again, anything to do with Egypt. So the spell at the back of this book is, shifting sands, eternal dust, unending time moves as it must. But ancient wisdom works through me, time is mine, wherever I be. That's fine. One that is perfect for Halloween season is Between Worlds, and that is because this is set during Halloween. There weren't very many Charmed episodes that were actually set during Halloween, which was such a missed opportunity because one of my favourite episodes of that show is All Hallows Eve, which was in season 3, and it was when Piper, Prue, and Phoebe go back in time where they end up meeting their ancestors, and it's just such a great episode. Love the Halloween vibes, but this one is set during Halloween, and there is destruction that's happening across the city. There are these portals that are being opened up, and there is this wraith that is trying to destroy everything and trying to resurrect their lost love. And I remember it being such a great time, actually. I really have this urge to reread this actually right now. Yeah, this one was a really good one. The spell on the back of this one, breath of air, soul of fire, grant this night my heart's desire. Womb of earth, tears of sea, bring my lover back to me. Oh, I actually really do love that one. Another one I enjoyed was A Tale of Two Pipers. Piper is probably my favourite Charmed character, so books that focus on her and even episodes that focus on Piper were some of the best ones in my opinion. But in this one, a harmless wish comes true, and Piper is kind of split into two. There are two Pipers. Piper feels like she hasn't got a lot of time for a lot of stuff, so she thinks it's a really great thing that there are two of her now so she can get more done. But then she realizes that her powers are starting to fade. Leo is kidnapped by Darklighters, and yeah, it just creates this whole mess. Essentially, Paige and Phoebe are trying to pick up the pieces and trying to save Piper and Leo and try and get the Charm Wands reconstituted, but it's just like such a hard job for them to do. And this kind of reminded me a little bit of the season 1 episode, which Prue was in anyway, so that's really good because I love that episode. The spell at the back of this one is, while Darklighters threatened to steal true love, magic made a wish go wrong. Where two are, once was one, but two does not mean twice as strong. I mean, I had to think about that one a little bit. One that I think was my all-time favourite Charm book, from what I remember anyway, is The Bruin Storm. And I remember this one because it had Tyler, the Firestarter, from the season 4 episode. Oh, what's the episode called again? Oh my god, it's on the tip of my tongue. I know it. I don't want to look on Wikipedia. Oh my god. Is it Lost and... No. Is it Lost and Found? No, hang on. Right, this is my inner Charm nerd coming out. Oh my god. What's it called again? It's the season 4 episode. This is going to take so long. Oh my gosh. Lost and Bound. Is it Lost and Bound? Is that the one? I want to have to check because is it Lost and Bound? Yeah, oh my god, I was right. Okay, yay. I love books that really tie into the TV show because these books do stand on their own 2 feet, but it's great when they can kind of utilize characters from the TV show, you know, like special characters like Tyler was, who only really appeared in 1 episode, but this kind of brought him back, and he has this big role to play because there are these storms that are happening because is it once a century the planets align in such a way that the tides shift and the climate changes, causing unpredictable weather and earthquakes. And the Charm Wands need to get Tyler and other elementals to stop it, and they have to do it at a certain point in time. There's like this race against time. And I just remember this being such a fun and action-packed book. The spell on the back of this one is Earth, Air, Fire, Water. A child must bring them all together. Calm the shaking, quell the slaughter. Tonight's the night, it's now or never. This is the last time to get it right. This is the last chance to make it alright. I do want to give a special mention to The Warren Witches because this is a collection of, I think, about 7 or 8 short stories, and they were actually really good short stories from what I remember. And the story's only about 30 to 40 pages long, so they were really quick and easy to get through. But I did just want to quickly mention this one. There isn't a spell on the back, but you know, I enjoyed it. Kind of similar to the Brewing Storm, we have Hurricane Hex, and this one takes the sisters to Florida, and they see a friend there who begins dealing with some folk magic, and things start to go wrong, and they have to try and correct things. It does have that added element of, you know, the tornadoes, because I think it's during hurricane season that they go to the Sunshine State, and, you know, it's chaotic, it's got a lot of action and high stakes in it, and I love kind of storm stories. It just gives the story such a fantastic atmosphere. But yeah, I don't really remember a whole lot outside of that. But the spell on this one is: a woman in peril, a storm prolonged, consequences of a spell gone wrong. Come together, quell the anger, unite to save a friend in danger. Yeah, I didn't really like that one that much. I also really love books and episodes that dealt with kind of family history, but also with the Manor or the Book of Shadows, you know, things that were in the series from beginning to end. So I really enjoyed House of Shards, because this one kind of has the Hallowell Manor turning against the Hallowell sisters, and they're trying to find out why. And the Book of Shadows creates a safe haven in the attic so that they can stay there, but obviously they can't stay in the attic forever. And it kind of reminds me a little bit of Is There a Woogie in the House, where Phoebe has turned evil and the house kind of expels, is that the right word? Expels? Prue and Piper. Similar vibes, but I really enjoyed it. I know there are some like kind of copycat storylines hiding every now and then in these books, but I thought it was really good and exciting in this one. The spell on the back is: these walls have watched the witches have watched the world. These walls now turn against them, some evil is being unfurled. That isn't really a spell, that just seems to be more of a rhyme about what happens in this book. So I didn't like that one. Another adventurous charm book is High Spirits, and this one sees the Hallowell sisters going to a film opening in Hollywood, and they are going to visit Paige's old flame. And there is kind of this legend or story about a Hollywood actor who died, and his ghost is seemingly haunting the place. Yeah, he died under mysterious circumstances in 1926 after receiving a singing telegram. So there's like this whole ghosty mystery, and I thought that was really well done. But also we have Hollywood and hauntings, the two just blend together so well. The charmed ones, it's just a great time. The spell on the back, if it's a spell: she sang a telegram to a Hollywood star, now he entertains from afar. Forward a friend, helping our quest to rid this mansion of an unwanted guest. The final book I'm going to talk about then is the final book that was released in the Charmed Book series, and that is Trick or Retreat. And as you can tell, set during Halloween. So in this one, the Charmed ones host this party at the Hallowell Manor, and Paige does this kind of portal thing, and she accidentally releases a spirit, and the spirit wants to turn the Hallowell Manor into a proper haunted house. Again, anything set during Halloween, it's going to have those incredible Halloween vibes. The spell on the back here: a portal opened as a means for amends, leaves a vengeful spirit to roam. Helping him cross over is the only way to restore peace within the home. Again, that one's fine too, but honestly some of the spells on the back are actually pretty good. It just turns out that more of them were crap. I mean, I guess this video was just to talk about my love for Charmed, really, and to kind of dig up old memories of the Charmed books, of which I don't really have a whole lot of memories. I just remember collecting them, I remember loving them at the time, and being obsessed with Charmed even long after it ended. And I just want to go back to that time and be a kid again and enjoy life again. So I really do want to reread some of the Charmed books and see how they hold up, and if I find any new favourites or least favourites. But honestly, do talk Charmed to me in the comments. Talk anything about Charmed. Tell me your favourite episodes, your favourite seasons, your favourite characters, your favourite storylines, your favourite love interest, anything you want at all. Oh, and a favourite Charm book if you have one. But just talk Charm to me in the comments. I'd honestly love that. So thank you so much for watching my video. I really appreciate it. Please leave a like if you enjoyed and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will hopefully see you in the next video. Bye.